support to free South Africa, we gave their support, as did many people in Zimbabwe. But now when Zimbabwe cries for international solidarity, South Africa looks the other way.
Yeah.
And I know Mbeki personally, because I worked with him and liaised with him to support the freedom struggle in South Africa. At my home, I have a letter from him, personally thanking me for my role, together with the role of many other people, supporting the South African struggle against apartheid. What I find so shocking is that that man, who is now the president, who appealed to me and countless others to support him, turns his back on a regime in Zimbabwe. The regime in Zimbabwe today under President Mugabe is at least as bad, if not worse, than apartheid. I don't use those words lightly. Apartheid was a horrible, reprehensible, evil system. And yes, people were massacred in South Africa. But you take Sharpeville, the massacre at Sharpeville, when 69 black Africans protesting were shot dead by the police. 69 shot dead. Shocking, unforgivable. But compare that to Zimbabwe. In Matabeleland in the 1980s, 20,000 black Zimbabweans massacred. That's a Sharpeville every day, every week. And what is unbelievable is the ANC leaders cannot see the comparison. South Africa has the power to change things in Zimbabwe. When the struggle of ZANU and ZAPU built up to a certain point where no longer the white minority regime could be sustained, when that freedom struggle, that chimurenga against the white tyranny, when it came to a certain point, even South Africa, under the white racist regime of apartheid, realized that it was unsustainable. Even P.W. Botha realized that Ian Smith could not be sustained in power indefinitely. And a very little known aspect of the role of South Africa is that at a certain point, P.W. Botha told Ian Smith, if you don't sit down and negotiate, we will switch off the power. P.W. Botha said that to Ian Smith.
Yes.
Not for good reasons, for his own cynical, selfish reasons, because he didn't want a revolution in Zimbabwe which might spill over into South Africa. So for his own cynical reasons, he threatened to switch off the power.
Yes.
If P.W. Botha can threaten to switch off the power, why can't Thabo Mbeki?
Do it.
Today is not just a Zimbabwean problem. It's not just a Southern African problem. It is an African problem. So Africans all over the world, must show solidarity, with Zimbabwe. Because what is happening in Zimbabwe is not righting historical wrongs, because President Mugabe tries to give the impression that he is a revolutionary. And he is righting historic wrongs. That he's righting the wrongs of colonialism. He's righting the wrongs of neocolonialism. But we say that isn't the truth. That it's not about land. It's about making a handful of ZANU-PF comrades and their wives very rich with other people's lands. Yes. So we see no reason why Mbeki cannot feel the pain of Zimbabweans. Cannot feel what is happening to Zimbabweans and cannot intervene to right the situation in Zimbabwe. But we understand why Thabo Mbeki does not want to do this. We understand why he doesn't want to do this. And the reason why he doesn't want to do it is because both Mugabe and Mbeki preside over very unequal societies. They do. Because you only need to look at, you know, the way in which the struggle has turned out in South Africa. You know, the white people still control the economy. Land is a problem. You know, and the black people are beginning to ask, you know, why did we spend all this time suffering just to make a handful of people rich? So we say to the Zimbabwean people, if you want to rectify the horrible situation that is happening in Zimbabwe, appeal to ordinary people, appeal to the ordinary people of South Africa, the ordinary people of Mozambique, the ordinary people of Botswana, even the ordinary people of Nigeria, who have a stake in making sure that the Africa that we come from becomes a land of freedom and democracy.